Hi guys, I'm Shandor, welcome to my cinema. Today I'm watching Woody Allen's 1987 comedy, Radio Days. I think this movie is going to be an homage to the golden age of radio around the 1920s and 1930s. Pretty much every Woody Allen movie that I've watched on this channel so far had been homages to certain things. Maybe with the exception of Annie Hall, but still, it was great. Anyway, I'm yet to see a bad Woody Allen movie. There must be some, but I'm yet to see one. Hopefully this one's also going to be really good. So here comes Radio Days. 3, 2, 1. Ah, Fly with the Bumblebee. This opening is so Woody Allen. Every movie of his opens with just black background and then, credits.
You, Mr. Marty Needleman, have been chosen from the telephone book to guess that tune.
That's incredible already. Okay.
Would you turn on the radio? Find the radio, turn it on. What's going on? I think I know.
Burglars.
Dancing in the dark.
That's right.
Genius already. It's just fantastic.
Chinatown, my Chinatown.
That's correct.
It's not even his whole. Yes. This is awesome.
You've won the grand jackpot.
Well, if you steal from someone, you might as well win the grand jackpot for him.
With $50 and some silverware missing. But the following morning, a truck arrived.
Hey, that was a good trade.
This girl singing used to be a favorite at my house. One of many. Now it's all gone. Except for the memories.
Yeah, radio isn't that popular anymore, is it? It wasn't even that popular in 1987. If you know the Queen song Radio Gaga, that's also basically about the golden age of radio.
In those days, the radio was constantly playing at our house. My mother,
Oh, yeah.
for instance, never missed her favorite show. Breakfast with Irene and Roger.
This is Irene Draper.
And Roger Daly saying, have us for breakfast tomorrow and every morning and have a wonderful day.
My own personal favorite show was something called
Yeah,
The
this
Masked
is awesome.
Avenger, who I fantasized was a cross between Superman and Cary Grant. Little did I know.
Yeah.
I'd like to tell you the story of the Masked Avenger's secret compartment ring and how it turned me to crime. But first you
What?
have to meet me. There I am in my Masked Avenger hat and goggles, which I got off my friend in a trade. And then there were my father and mother, two people who could find an argument in any subject.
Oh, I know that.
Next there was Grandpa and Grandma. Every single morning he spent a half hour packing her into her corset.
I'm falling.
Cousin Ruthie, who entertained herself by sitting and listening to the next door neighbors on the party line.
Oh yeah, party line.
Both for one.
Get off the line, okay?
Pillow talk, anyone? What a movie.
Pay more attention to your schoolwork and less to the radio.
You always listen to the radio.
It's different. Our lives are ruined already. You still have a chance to grow up and be somebody.
You think they want you working the job I do?
I don't even know what your job is.
Arnold, why don't you come up and show the class what you have? Just stand right over there. Go ahead.
I found this on my parents' night table.
That will be enough.
Hey, can you give it? Hey, excuse me. Can you give it to me?
Meh.
Thank you.
Fishing for money.
Manish, for that Jewish homeland, you should buy this masked adventure ring? My heart is full of grief. It swells with anguish.
He'll pay back every cent.
Yep.
Shut up.
I don't know what to do, Rabbi. Every night he listens to the radio. I can't keep him away.
It tends to induce bad values, false dreams, lazy habits.
Wow.
Listening to the radio, these stories of
Yeah.
foolishness and violence. This
And
is
what's
no
with
way
our
for a boy
phone
to grow
generation
up.
now, huh?
Speak the truth, my faithful Indian companion.
Rabbi, you say my faithful Indian companion?
Hey, that's lenient.
I am a faithful Indian? Such an impertinence?
Poor guy.
Some manners. You and that radio.
Think that's lenient?
Enough, you'll hurt the boy.
But to this day, I still get chills when I recall his famous sign-off.
Be sure and tune in tomorrow for another adventure of the Masked Avenger.
Beware, evildoers, wherever you are.
Yeah, dialogue. His dialogue is unbeatable. Absolutely unbeatable.
Yeah, come on, sugar. Into the old jalop. You're gonna paint the town red?
Yeah, the acting is amazing.
Their evening together would soon end in total disaster.
Oh, impending doom.
You're not gonna believe this, but we're out of gas.
Oh, gosh. Wouldn't you know it, right out here on the tip of Breezy Point, too. Well, what's a girl to do?
Oh yeah, I wonder what.
Sydney. Oh, Sydney, this is our first date together.
Oh, B.
That's what you call a disaster?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. A state of emergency has been declared by the President of the United States. We're switching live to Wilson's Glen, New Jersey, where the landing of hundreds of unidentified spacecraft has now been officially confirmed as a full-scale invasion of the Earth by Martian.
Oh yeah, that was a scam. If it's that broadcast. Orson Welles did it, I think?
Leaving Aunt Bee to contend with the slimy green monsters he expected to drop from the sky at any moment.
Yeah, the power of radio, power of information.
If you loved me, you'd leave your wife and marry me.
I can't do that. Our ratings are too high.
Nah.
You're the most promising young actress I've seen in years.
But you've never even seen me act.
I've got great intuition. I care so much
Yeah.
about you. I've just got to have you, Sally Ann.
Yeah. Well, yeah, people were people back then too.
You tell him I could sing?
Sure.
Yeah?
Like a nightingale.
Boy, that was fast.
Yeah.
Probably helped I had the hiccups.
Hey, Sally, this door's locked.
It is?
It's locked from the inside.
And that's exactly how it happened. No matter how hard they tried, Roger and Sally could not get back in. Legend
So?
has it that an electrical storm broke out, and that he was struck by lightning and had to miss his show for a month. Another version of the story I heard said that Irene came up to the roof with the same intention as her husband, and that Sally got fired.
Please, today is the most holy day. Can't you please turn off the radio?
Yeah, people were people back then. I mean, same kind of behavior happens even nowadays. Not over the radio, though.
You're not gonna believe this, Seal. She gives the guy a big, long kiss. Well,
Oh
you
yeah,
can
back in the
imagine
day
how
that was
Rose
outrageous.
Silverman reacted. She had a stroke
Ah,
on the spot.
yeah.
Her arteries.
A stroke?
The woman remained frozen, the teacup on the way to her mouth. They never saw anything like it at the hospital.
What are my sins? Who did I bother? The only sin is the exploitation of the worker by the bosses.
You know what? Fortunately, he has a point.
It's between man and the owners of 90% of the world's wealth.
Hey, what do you mean some
You know what?
imaginary super being? You don't believe in God?
The religion is the opium of the masses. That's the
Hey,
problem.
God will punish
Wow, wow. Profound.
And chocolate pudding.
Babe, how could you do this?
And some French fries.
French fries? You ate
Ah!
French fries. You won't eat my French fries, but you'll eat the Russians, the commies' French fries.
I'm gonna get him some bicarbonate.
That's too good for him. He deserves an enema.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
He stumbled, and his rifle went off. The bullet entered his leg. 2 days later,
Oh, great.
it was amputated. But the next season, he was back. He had one leg. The following winter, another accident cost Kirby Kyle an arm. Fortunately, not his pitching arm.
Come on.
He had one leg and one arm,
Poor dude.
but more than that, he had
heart. Yeah.
His gun misfired.
Come on.
He
Come
was
on.
blind. But he had instinct as to where to throw the baseball. Instinct and heart. The following year, Kirby Kyle was run over by a truck and killed in the big league in the sky.
If you say so. It's interesting. Apparently, this movie is full of small little anecdotes.
The local boys, of course, were all a little jealous, and they used to look on disgustedly, thinking the girls were real jerks.
Yeah, it's been like that ever since. It's interesting, right? That The power of media, if you will, you know? Things haven't really changed that much. It's just that everything is amplified to 100 now.
Why can't you be a genius? I'll tell you why. Because you're too busy listening to radio all the time. That's why. Put your hat on. Put his hat on.
There are certain songs that no matter where I am, the minute I hear them, I get instant memory flashes.
It's interesting, it doesn't happen to me, and I used to listen to so much music when I was a kid. I guess I don't get nostalgic about music, it's interesting. You know, this movie is basically pure nostalgia, but it's not like obnoxious or syrupy, you know, it's just, I don't know. So cool.
Aunt Bee and her then boyfriend Chester took me into New York to the movies. It was the first time I'd ever seen the Radio City Music Hall, and it was like entering heaven.
Which still stands.
I just never saw anything so beautiful in my life.
Yeah, I remember when actually going to the cinema was, you know, an event. Yeah, I remember. Oh. Yeah, that happened also, back in the day.
You killed Mr. Davis! I saw you shoot!
Ah! That's a lucky day.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, me too.
Whereabouts?
Canarsie.
Me too.
Yeah?
Are they gonna get together?
I don't meet anybody from the old neighborhood in years. I finally do, and I gotta kill him.
You were the cutest little girl in the neighborhood. Here you are.
She has a gun in her head.
Bullets too? Here.
Ah!
Bring it. Where you gonna dump her body?
I'll dump a body in Jersey, Mom.
4 o'clock in the morning, you wanna dump her body in Jersey? These shrimps are nice and fresh. I made them today.
This is so bizarre.
You don't have to fear and worry about that girl because she's not too fast up here. She wouldn't make no trouble.
Well, I feel sorry
True,
for her.
true.
She wants to get into radio so badly.
Now they not only decide not to bump Sally off, but they get a relative
Wow.
to ask an unrefutable
Interesting turn of
favor on
events.
her behalf. I don't know if people were bribed or threatened, but the result was that she suddenly found herself with a big acting part on a very serious dramatic radio show. Fate stepped in.
The Japanese have bombed Pearl Harbor. Earlier this morning, a surprise attack was made on our naval base with enormous casualties to the United States. We are preempting the show to bring you a special report on the enemy attack and a statement from the President of the United States.
Yeah, that sucks. 1941, huh?
What do we do? Come back Monday? Who is Pearl Harbor?
Who is Pearl Harbor?
It has flat feet. But that's his only drawback.
Oh, you really think you could love a man with fallen arches, huh?
I know. You think
She's pregnant?
Oh, I do. I think you have these qualities that you demand, and when you meet a nice man, you disqualify him for the smallest fault.
That's not true.
So what was wrong with Nat Bernstein?
He wore white socks with a tuxedo.
Oh.
God, how I envy you. I just want it to be perfect.
Well, it's never perfect. If you wait for perfect, you don't get pregnant. You wind up with your teeth in a glass of water. I mean, I wanted someone tall and handsome and rich. 3 out of 3 I gave up.
Oh, I think you did right to compromise.
You know, marrying for love is a very recent idea. In the whole country, we
Oh yeah, it's true.
didn't
Back
marry
in
for love.
those
Man
days.
married a woman because he needed an extra mule. Well, we'll say a prayer for you, and then maybe this time next year you'll look like me. Huh?
Yeah, the acting is really, really good in this.
Sometimes I wonder about the wisdom of bringing new life into the world, I'll tell you that.
Oh, especially nowadays, wow. Certain things about this movie are so relevant even today, you know?
Boy, what a world. Could be so wonderful if it wasn't for certain people.
So true. Yeah, like I said, certain things about this movie are so relevant.
I think I should be going.
Oh, don't go. It's not late.
I have to drive back to the Bronx.
What's wrong? Wait, is it still your fiancé?
Obviously.
My memory goes back to Leonard. That was our song.
Leonard? Leonard.
My beloved.
The shock on her face.
What should I be thinking inside?
Think laxative.
Think.
Please, I'll give her a motivation. Laxative, darling. You crave one. Try again.
Oh.
I think she's correct to represent my laxative. She's fresh, her voice is natural, and she does it simply. Definitely.
Laxative.
Get rid of her.
Oh.
Sally hung around the Broadway area and tried to break into broadcasting, but the only roles she ever seemed to wind up with were in the bedroom. The voice of God told her to take diction lessons, and her whole life changed.
Hark! I hear the cannons roar. Is it the king approaching?
No, no, no. The cannons roar.
The cannons roar. Hark! I hear the cannons roar.
Her natural speech was a great obstacle to get over, yet through diligence and perseverance, plus a rather special, intimate knowledge of many Broadway personalities, it was only a question of time before she emerged a full-blown star.
I mean, you know, props to her, I guess.
Clark Gable was in town this week in uniform. And where did he go?
Oh yeah, her speech did change.
Naturally. That brunette on his arm was Lolly Hayes, an up-and-coming starlet.
I figured if I carried it, I could keep the cab fare.
Good plan, but it's really heavy.
You?
Who?
I'm helping out a friend, you know.
For some strange reason, he was ashamed of it. And even then, he
But
didn't
why?
admit it. It didn't bother me one bit, though. I loved him. In fact, I gave him the biggest tip he got all day.
Well, the money stays in the family.
Oh, you should
First,
get
then
it.
we'll have a
No
girl.
problem.
All right,
Hey,
nice
this
and
is
easy.
wonderful. You want another baby?
Slow,
Oh,
slow, slow.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, you got the bag?
You know, they've got such great camaraderie, you know? You can really believe that they're actually family.
So, we better be going. We're going to take your son into Manhattan for the day.
Great.
Lovely.
Yeah. Cy has a new car, and we'll do some driving.
Why is she wasting her time with him? He's married.
Really, Seal?
He's
supposed to be getting
Oh.
out of it, but you know how tight some women hold on.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, I hope she knows what
Eh.
she's doing.
Yeah, you know, Woody Allen's movies just always put a smile on my face. You know, this is not his best, for me. But still, you know, it's just good time.
And she seemed happy, but it was not to be. Because
I
after
figured.
a week, Cy did not leave his wife and children. Nor did he
course
after
not.
2 weeks, nor ever.
Have you seen Mama's teeth? She left them in a glass of water yesterday, and she can't find them.
The kids were playing hockey with them.
They were playing hockey with Mama.
About the same size as a puck.
Come on, Seal. I can do this. I can do this. Wait. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they know how to have some fun.
You're making it worse on yourself. Come here.
Yeah, total chaos. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, you know, because, yeah, radio was the precursor to television, right? And, you know, you could see broadcasts like this even today.
This is tragic. Just tragic.
See the power of media, again. Everybody's listening.
We are going to end our broadcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody's
I
feeling
know that
something,
all America
right?
shares the grief of the Phelps family.
Well, this is just a really, really sad story, you know, but imagine what they can do if they want to implement some thought into your head, you know? Which they do. It's interesting, the cinematography and the color grading actually reminds me of one of his later movies, Bullets Over Broadway. I have to say I enjoyed that one more. This one feels a little scattered, you know? This doesn't really have a story, right? It's just basically a trip down a memory lane, in a way.
They go to all the openings in nightclubs. What, you think they're happier than us?
How much time do I have to answer that question?
Well, in a way they are happier, and in a way they're not.
By the fire,
while the breeze on high
Diane Keaton?
sings a lullaby.
Is that her?
How do you know the roof? I was up there once when I worked here. The circumstances were quite different. Why don't we go up there and see it? Would you like to? Come.
Yeah, her speech changed.
But it's freezing up here. What a crazy idea.
Now, what were you doing up here?
Yeah, but if they're gonna close the door, then they're screwed.
Where do they all go?
So quickly. And then we get old.
Jeff
Never
Daniels?
knew what any of it was about.
That's right.
Jeff Daniels.
Future generations won't even hear about us. It's not likely. Everything passes. I don't care how big we are or how important in their lives.
6, 5,
That was a powerful statement, actually, you know?
3, 2, 1.
Very few people remain in the public consciousness, actually.
War is over. There are no single men around. Let's Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's so cool to see, you know, functioning family. You know, I don't know. I don't know how that is. You know. It's sad, but it's true.
Beware, evildoers, wherever you are.
Did somebody stay up there?
Those voices do seem to grow dimmer and dimmer.
Oh yeah, see? Things fade away. Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. Well guys, this was Radio Days. That was such a nice movie, you know? Again, I'm yet to see a bad Woody Allen flick. I have to say though, this is probably my least favorite movie of his so far. And yet, this was so nice, you know? This was such a nice experience. Again, I mean, I don't think the dialogue is as sharp here. And even though, you know, usually his movies are homages to things, usually there's a story around it. I didn't really see a story in this movie, and probably that's my biggest problem with the movie, if you will. But at the same time, I love the nostalgic nature of this. Some of the things that were said in this movie are actually very, very profound. I mean, it's Woody Allen. He knows how to write profound stuff, you know. The humor was so nice again, you know, and I don't know, this movie warms my heart, you know. Even though this is my least favorite Woody Allen movie so far, it still warms my heart, you know? And at the end of the day, I think that's what really matters. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, you know? I still enjoyed this one, you know? Again, I'm still yet to see a bad Woody Allen flick. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this movie together with me. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe. And see you all next time at the cinema.